While you're talking, something really serious. Like, I really think you should continue to dress yourself.
I'm Tyler Ridgway, and I am the company director of TR Games. I'm also the project manager and the lead games designer. And basically this is a startup company that I've started up with a couple of people. And what we aim to do is to create mobile games that everyone can play, and also create a bit of a market and a bit of jobs for people coming out of uni. And pretty much we just really want to get ourselves out there and just kind of start up our own business on the side and really, and pursue something that we want to do and have full control of. Before I started university, I'd always wanted to kind of do acting. That was kind of the main thing that I wanted to do. But upon finishing high school, I kind of wanted to do something else. And I loved programming, and I thought, well, I don't really want to be programming databases, so I'll go in and I'll do games programming at RMIT. And when I got into RMIT and I was going through and doing the programming, I realized that I wasn't as focused on purely being a programmer. I decided that I really wanted to be kind of involved in the design process of games. So about halfway through my course at RMIT, I switched over into games design. And that was kind of like a jack of all trades kind of course. It taught you how to design games, it taught you artwork, it taught you programming. And that, when I moved across, I felt, I'm really in the right course for me right now. And since I moved across, it was the point where I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to, make games that people can play, and that's where I've ended up. So upon leaving university and starting up a company, it's been a really nice transition. I personally prefer not having to have my games work as graded. Like I love producing things, I love making things, but having someone grade it to you and that be a mark is really daunting and scary, and sometimes it can discourage you from actually doing what you want to do. So coming out of it and being in control and being like, hey, this is a career I want to do, this is the chance that we can do something, it really motivates you just to work on it. And I've found it pretty tough lately to kind of manage my time, because I do have a full-time position. So this is like working on top of that. So that does keep me very busy. But I find it so much more motivating to actually have a company and to be producing games and actually releasing them. At university, it's assignments, you put them in, they might not be finished. But to actually get something and release it it's just like a drive that, gets you going. Most people, when I tell them that I studied games design, are like, whoa, that's so cool, you studied games? But occasionally, on a couple of occasions, they've been like, oh, that's a course? Like, you do that? Like, people do that? And at that situation, you can have a lot of people that are pretty headstrong against games. They're like, oh, that's not like a career, that's just playing games for a living. And at that point, it's really just got to take a step back and just approach it from their point of view where they don't really understand. And you just kind of explain, like, yeah, it is, it's the creative aspect of games I really love doing. You get to make something that people can enjoy. And if you kind of bring it through on a relatable kind of topic, it makes them dislike you less, in a way. But with that, it's just about educating people when people don't understand why you're creating games or why you've done this course. Sometimes some people think that if you're not a doctor, you're not doing the right thing. With my family and friends, supporting me has been amazing. Everyone has just been totally 100% do what you want to do. This is your life, you got to live it. If it makes you happy, then it makes us happy, kind of situation. They've backed me 100%. Like, the two people that started up this company with me were my parents. They've got a share in the company. Mum handles the secretary side, and Dad's also like an overseeing programmer. And so, coming into it, they were like, this is his dream. We have to support him 100% in everything that he needs to do. And with my friends, everyone, when we created the game and got it out, everyone I know has downloaded it and shared it or commented on it or liked it or sent me feedback. They've play tested it beforehand, and yeah, everyone's support has been amazing. And we wouldn't be anywhere near as where we are at the moment without them. Our first game that we've released ever, which was extremely exciting and scary all at the same time, was Flipstick. And basically, yeah, with Flipstick, Flipstick is kind of our ideal game at the moment. We want to be making, really easy to play, quick games that people can just pick up whenever they want and just do it. And, anyone can play Flipstick. It's as simple as literally flipping a stick. And that's kind of how Flipstick fits into our general theme of what we want to do. It's, it's small, it's simple, it's fun, anyone can play it. And, we're hoping to get quite a lot of these games out and just really like push that kind of market at the start. Because it's pretty hard to, you can't jump into a 12-month-long development game when you first start up because it's just not practical. It's better to get a lot more titles out there, get our name out, and with that, like, get things that we kind of enjoy playing. And one of the reasons we fully went with Flipstick was when we made the prototype, we couldn't put it down. We were like, this game is infuriating, but we love it. So that's why we ended up sticking with this mechanic and then making this game and putting it out there. And that's pretty much how Flipstick kind of fits into our model. I've definitely had my challenges working with people as a group to make a game before at uni and outside of uni. There's always going to be a bit of trouble, and sometimes you can get like a really quality team that works really well together and complements each other. And I think with that, once you find that group, you've got to hold on to them and work with them again, because you go, okay, we fit each other's styles, we work well together. I actually had no troubles at all with Flipstick, with the person that I collaborated on this game with. It was really awesome. I think Flipstick took us a total of 4 weeks to make, produce and release, which was a very short time frame for a game. It was 2 people. And we'd constantly be in contact, and anytime I'd say to him, hey, I need this new menu, within a day, he'd have me the new menu. So like, it was really good process. We set up really good ways of approaching it. And I think that's a lot of the challenge in group settings with this kind of stuff is organizing people and setting up ways that people can, tell where they're up to and what they have to do next. And managing it with correspondence, especially when you can't sit everyone in a room and say, hey, here's our idea, here's what we want to do, here's how we want to do it. You have to kind of slowly get that into people's heads and talk to this person at this time and this person at this time, and that can be challenging in itself. So it was a challenge, and I've noticed that it's hard to project manage a few projects coming from myself as I'm working on a few different ones of the company, and to keep everything in check and keep everything, the ball rolling. But so far in general, it's been really good. Like most people that I've worked with have been really keen to work and make these games and get them out. They're all really passionate people, which has been really awesome. But there is definitely challenges within that group setting, and especially via correspondence, which you don't really necessarily think about beforehand, but once you get into it, it really makes it a challenge. But yeah, I'd say the best way to go about it is just find passionate people that really care about what they're doing and really want to work on it. The dream is to have our own studio with a few employees and be pumping out games, and looking into that, like maybe like a bit longer time frame of games as well. So we can still like make games for the mobile market, but then also at the same time make games catered more to like PlayStations and Xboxes and those kind of consoles. I mean, if I'm saying like I hope as much like forever, I hope that one day we're as big as like Bungie. I mean, that'd be awesome. To be able to produce things on an epic scale like they do would be like the dream. But the realistic dream that I really hope for is to be able to have a small studio that we can run out of Melbourne. If anyone wants to get into the games industry, I recommend it. It's pretty fun. It's rewarding. It's really rewarding. Creating something that people can enjoy there's no real feeling like it. You get it out there and someone plays it and gives you feedback, you feel really awesome. Just take everything, take on criticism, if you do take on criticism, because you should. No one's perfect, no one makes a perfect game, but choose the criticism you take on. Some people will give you shit for the sole purpose of giving you shit. So you've got to take that kind of stuff with a grain of salt, and the rest of it, just enjoy what you do.